your brain.
Yes, great advice.
Great advice.
Amber Theoharis is a sports journalist, a documentarian. She's been here with us for the last hour or so. Like you said, NFL Network, you've covered a lot of different teams, been around a lot of different teams. You got to see Davante Adams up close. I am so excited for a chance to get to see him with another elite-level quarterback in Matthew Stafford and having another really elite-level wide receiver in Puka Nacua lining up next to him. What should I be as excited as I feel?
I'm super excited about the Rams.
Yeah.
And I'm very critical. I don't speak to fan bases of any of the 32 teams. I don't try to blow sunshine up at anybody's. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
I really think the Rams have something here, especially. I'm excited about their defense, but offensively, watching Davante Adams and getting to know him over the past 3 years, working with the Raiders closely. So I covered him with the Packers, so I've known him for quite a bit. Great guy, very, very serious, huge competitor, and all he wants is the ball.
Yeah.
And the big difference now is over the past 3 years, even last year, he got traded very early on in the season, goes to the Jets, kind of a disaster, or, kind of meh, and then he comes back in December and has over 500 receiving yards. I think he led all receivers for the month of December once he got comfortable again with his old guy, Aaron Rodgers. Well, I think back to the days of, the NFC North in his heyday. This is a guy, 1,500 yards a season. What was the thing that Aaron Rodgers could always do? Because everybody's going to double team Davante, right?
Yep.
So what was the thing he could throw him open, right? I just did a show with Golden Tate the other day.
Oh, no.
Right? And Golden
That
Tate.
guy. Oh, good Lord. Okay.
What's happening?
Oh, nothing. Go ahead.
History. We're going to hear that story.
He's
Coming up next, stories of
hold on,
Golden
let me write
Tate.
down
a noted
Golden
Ram killer. Yeah,
Tate.
okay.
We're going to get back to
Okay,
that.
sorry.
Marco.
Go ahead.
All right.
But
Continue.
one of the reasons, I don't think anybody thinks of Golden Tate as like this elite receiver. He was a good receiver.
Sure.
And he had years where I think he led the league in yak at one point. And he
the equivalent of a marble in your shoe.
And he said,
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He said to me in that show, when we were talking about Davante, the one thing that Matthew Stafford could do was throw me open, and it's why I led the league and yards after catch, because he put me in a position where I could, catch the ball, and also be in space to continue to run with the ball.
Yeah.
And then he said, watch out for Davante Adams, that back shoulder fade that we haven't seen and recently is coming back because of Matthew Stafford. And also, how great is it that we get to see Davante Adams as a 1A? Like, you could argue that Puka Nacua is the one up there, 1A, but you have to count for both of them. You can't roll a safety over and double team one of them, because then you got to deal with the other one, right?
Right.
This is going to be very hard in the NFC West to defend both of them. So I'm excited about it. I think Davante Adams is going to have a resurgence. Not that he's that far off. He had a great year 2 years ago. So I'm excited about it. And it doesn't matter that he's a little bit older. I think people say, he's a little bit older. Like, he's not Tyreek Hill. Speed isn't his main part of his game. He's an elite route runner.
Age is like wine, right?
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
I agree.
I haven't been in front of too many guys that have that kind of aura on that side of the ball. Jalen Ramsey, I told you,
great.
was super intimidating when you met him. Davante Adams is like, damn, that aura showed up before you did. You know what I mean? He's got that sort of ability. But one thing about the Raiders, so you covered them before.
Yeah.
When he was there, it seemed like the Raiders were a mess.
They were a mess.
That's what I thought. So
a lot of Raiders fans in L.A., by the way, still.
Tons.
Rams are king for sure. But Raiders,
he caught a lot of heat for what the Raiders didn't do with him. But I agree with you. When he was up in New York with Aaron Rodgers, when they finally connected, you saw the specialness of Davante Adams and what he can do with a special quarterback. So if you do keep Matthew Stafford upright, and if Sean McVay cooks, this is what I meant about OTAs being food prep. It's fun to watch. But you start cooking in training camp. I can't wait to see what game plan he comes up with, because it won't be a 1A and 1B. It'll be whichever way the defense goes, the other guy gets the rock.
Yeah, and then do you account for the tight end too?
Right.
And then also Kyron Williams, and then Sean McVay is, I consider him brilliant, and I don't throw that around. There's very few head coaches / offensive coordinators that I feel like that. So in that offense with Davante Adams, and actually who told me the back shoulder fade's coming back? Patrick Peterson told me that. He was describing what it's like to defend him.
Yeah.
To defend Davante Adams, and he said it's just that wiggle that made him so hard. He can just shake you, and he's like, look out for the back shoulder fade to come back with Matthew Stafford. So when these guys that were on the field with these men tell me about that,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You got to have stones to throw that back shoulder. because you're throwing it to the back of a guy that's like a corner.
Yeah.
If he spins and sees it, it's a pick. But you have to throw it where he can't see it, and only a certain few artists can do that.
Yeah,
and you have that guy here.
That play,
You have
to
both
me-
guys.
Or I would let you do that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That play to me is entirely dependent on whether or not I trust my quarterback. Like if I got a receiver that can do it,
1000%.
great. But you could have, I take your pick, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, whoever your favorite wide receiver is of all time. If you've got, Joe Blow trying to throw the ball into that bucket, good luck.
And haven't had that. I mean, you've had Cooper Kupp, which was great. You had Puka, which is a hammer in the open field, but you really haven't had that level of skill at receiver in a long time. Not with a quarterback like this.
Look, if anybody knew for sure, then nobody would make any mistakes. But this feels like one of the best moves in the offseason. I know ESPN did their offseason grades
It's
this
exciting.
year. And it just – I know Rams fans love Cooper Kupp. I love Cooper Kupp, and I'm not trying to throw any cold water on his
the guy.
legs.
He was injured a lot. He was injured a lot.
It was time to make a
time to
change.
go.
It was time to make a change. And not only did you
He's
make a
going to
change.
shove that in your ear, though.
You know
I
what?
love Cooper.
He's going to go
I-
up to Seattle and have a heck of a year.
I'm willing
I
to
hope
take
so.
a chance.
Me too.
I
I'm
hope
willing
so.
to take a chance. And I think Adams is going to come in here, and there are going to be moments where you and I come in here on Monday morning, DeMarco, and we're going to look at each other like, dude.
Big smile.
Dude.
Yes.
What, and don't mean to be Debbie Downer, but PFF has the offensive line ranked 15th in the league, so that's the question mark I have, especially with Alec Jackson. He's injured, right, with the
Yes.
blood clots. I don't know if he's going to be ready.
DJ Humphries.
DJ Humphries is going to step in. That's the one. Like, okay, when you have an aging quarterback, you better have a really solid line.
So go back to the Bible, 11 personnel, when this offense was really O-line friendly. Like I said, half the time as a defender, you're chasing ghosts. Misdirection, get the ball out. But if it's drop back passing, your left tackle is going to come to the forefront. And if you don't have it, you're going to know it right away. And that's the one thing that could derail having two good receivers and
what
a
I'm wondering.
quarterback if he's running for his life. So I hope,
and hopefully Avila takes a step forward
Big
as
man.
well. Yeah, I
Yes.
would like to see that as well.
If those five guys aren't good, not much else matters.
It does.
Right. Or just wanting that guy there.
Yeah, and that guy out on the left end is a big deal. But we've seen when the line for the Rams is somewhere between not bad to really good, forget it.
Won a
Right.
Super Bowl that way.
Forget
I mean,
it.
you win the Super Bowl.
If the line is bad, and it's really only been bad once. It went 5-12,
Right.
And even towards the end, when you got Mayfield back, or you added Mayfield, and even at the end of the season, that 5-12 season, the same five guys at least played the last 5 weeks. None of these guys were all pros.
Give me that. I'll be
Just
happy.
Give me the
Give me
same
that, I'll be
guys over and
happy.
over again. We can figure out where the weakness is.
Yeah,
We can try to give you some
consistency.
help, but yeah, that's the part that you can have Adams, you can have Stafford, you can have Nakua, the
Kyren,
Ferguson, Kyren,
Blake
all these
Corum.
things. If
I'm
you
almost-
can't block.
Ferguson's another thing to be excited
Yeah.
about, by the way.
I think so,
Tall
too.
dude
Yeah.
that can get up, man. He
Yeah.
can get up high. He's a vertical dude.
Yeah.
Red zone. Maybe you'll be able to use the back pylon of the end zone.
Yeah, 50-50 balls.
When's the last time you've seen that? Yeah, you're always catching it right around the goal line and fighting your way
And
in.
trying to have a fist
This'll be
fight to get
something
that
else.
last 3 feet.
One more thing about the Raiders.